everybody, Hans Turkey here. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be sharing a very interesting story with you. Since it is Christmas time in 2020, I thought I'd share a nice little story with you. Revolving around one of the biggest Christmas stars of Christmas. Now, we're not talking about Santa Claus. We're talking about a very popular movie that came out in the 90s. There's actually a few of them that were made, but we should only talk about two of them. Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2. You guessed it. I'm talking about Kevin McAllister. Mr. Macaulay Culkin. Yes, I met Macaulay Culkin back in 2001. And it's a really interesting story how I met him and how we circled back many years later, meeting each other again. So, I would like to share that story with you. Shall we? Let's dive in. So, summer 2001. I was going to New York City with my high school, the Masters Academy, for our senior trip before graduation. This was May 2001. So, we were in New York for about, I want to say about a week. And a lot of us split off into different groups. And, you know, some people went to a Yankees game. Some people went to Phantom of the Opera. Some people went here and there. And one night, me and a group of buddies and one of our teachers, was our chaperone, took us to this kind of a hole-in-the-wall type restaurant / there was a bar there too. And it was close to one of the theaters that was in town. Of course, there's like a ton of theaters in town. Duh. So anyways, we get in there, I sit down, and I go up to the bartender. I'm not even of age to order a drink. I don't know what motivated me to go talk to him, but something told me to just go and start a conversation with him. So I said, do you see any famous people walking here once in a while? And he goes, oh, all the time. And I said, well, who is your regulars? I was kind of interested. This is when I was getting interested in acting. So he's a Macaulay Culkin. And I said, right. He goes, no, Macaulay Culkin comes in here a lot. And I said, that is awesome. Home Alone has always been one of my favorite holiday movies. I would love to meet him. And he said, this might be your lucky night because he's coming in tonight. And that's when I thought he was really leading me on. I said, no, he's not coming in here tonight. He said, yes, he is. And when he said that, the phone on the wall, yes, there was a phone on the wall. That's how old the story is. There's a phone on the wall. It rings. And he's like, hold on one second. He picks up the phone and he's like, I have a spot for you. Yeah, no problem. I'll see you in about 5 minutes. And I was like, speaking of, that was Macaulay Culkin just calling me. And I'm like, no, are you kidding me? Like, I really thought then he was totally messing with me. He wasn't. He said, watch, 5 minutes, Macaulay Culkin's going to walk through that door. I said, all right, game on. 5 minutes went by and Macaulay Culkin walked through the door. And he sat down at the bar. I went back to my group of friends that were eating their food. And they're like, dude, you should go talk to him. You want to be an actor? You should go talk to him. I was like, all right. I'll go talk to him. So I walked over to the bar. And I said, hey, Mr. Macaulay Culkin. And he goes, hey. So my name is Hans. I'm here with the Masters Academy. I was a drama student in high school. And me and him started talking. And I said, honestly, I did not believe that you were coming in here. I thought your friend of yours was leading me on here. And he's like, oh, no, I come here all the time. It's like, all right, well, we talked for a little bit. I really wasn't, like, fanboying about Home Alone. We just talked about acting and things like that. And it was very nice. I said, hey, do you mind if we grab a quick picture? And I had a disposable camera. Yes, this is how old that story is. I had a disposable camera in my hand, and I said, do you mind if we grab a quick picture? He goes, let's do it. So he put his arm around me and put my arm around him, and there's our picture together. What a nice guy. Very nice guy. And I said to him, the last thing I said to him was, thank you so much for the picture, that really meant a lot. I've been a big fan of your work from Home Alone. He's like, yeah, no problem. And I said, one day I think I'll work with you. And he's like, okay, yeah, let's see if it happens. I said, I think one day we're gonna work together in Hollywood. He goes, all right, we'll see. So I go, all right, I'll see you later. So that was the end of that. Graduated from high school, went to Vancouver Film School in Canada, and then I moved back to Orlando, and then after that I made my transition to Hollywood. Now during that time, there were a lot of popular shows going on. There was Friends, Will and Grace, that 70s show. I mean, they were all over the place. What show was it? That was Will and Grace. I was working on Will and Grace as a background, and who was this guest star? Macaulay Culkin. Macaulay Culkin was the guest star on the episode I was working on. What are the chances of that? Seriously. So, I found the opportune moment. He was at craft service. For those of you that are not in the industry, crafty is the snack table with all the junk food that is really hard to stay away from because you work long hours and need that energy. So he was at the craft service table, and I said to him, Mr. Macaulay Culkin. He goes, yes. I said, it's me, Hans. And I started clicking with him. I was like, 2001, Bar, New York, high school student, picture. He goes, holy, yeah, it's you. I said, remember the last thing I told you that we were going to work together in Hollywood or someday? And he goes, yeah. I said, well, dude, here we are. And he's like, wow, this is so cool. And like, it was just a very surreal moment to see him again. And we talked for a little bit. And I said, hey, I'll see you around. He's like, yeah, you too. So, that was a very awesome experience. And, I figured something was telling me that I was going to see him again. So I got booked on that 70s show. About like a few weeks later. This was way back in the early 2000s. I was working on that 70s show, and he was dating Mila Kunis at the time. So he would often be there to see Mila. And we ran into each other again. And he knew exactly who I was. And he's like, hey, Hans. He said my name. He didn't say, hey, bro, what's up? He said, hey, Hans, how you doing, man? And I thought that was just so cool to just see him again. And, I mean, that's just, I don't know. I think that moment in New York where I met him at the bar was, it was very surreal and it was cool. And that was like one of my first experiences meeting a celebrity face to face like him, somebody that I watched growing up and things like that. So if you haven't seen Home Alone or Home Alone 2, there's something the matter with you. You need to watch those films because they are holiday classics. They're good, slapstick fun, and we all need some of that right now because it's 2020. And I hope you get the chance to watch it. Just don't watch the other ones. And for the love of God, Disney, please don't remake that movie. I think you guys already have, but please, I don't know. It's up to you guys if you want to watch it or not. But I will stick with the originals. Thank you very much. So that is my story with Mr. McCulkin, Mr. Kevin McAllister. And hopefully one day I'll get to see him again. I think that was just really cool how we met at a bar and then it came full circle later on in Hollywood after I said, hey, one day we're going to work together in Hollywood. And we worked in a scene together on Will and Grace. So yeah, you put your stuff out there, it comes true. You manifest it, it'll happen. That's a perfect example. So, anyways, I just want to tell you guys that story since it's Christmas time. It's the holidays, and that's one of the most popular movies that's out there during Christmas time is the Home Alone series. Hope you enjoyed my little story, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit the notification button below for more videos, more interesting content coming up. Hopefully we'll be on better footing in 2021, and we'll stick around as long as we can. We'll get through it, guys. We're going to get through it. See you later. This is Hans Herky signing out.